Okay, let me start by creating a new React app. So for this, I have to put the command npx create React app. Let's say I call it SMS, Student Management System, and this will take probably 6 to 7 minutes. So the app has been created using change directory command. We'll move to the project folder. Since the name I gave SMS, so it will create a folder with the name SMS here. So I will go here cd SMS. Now I'm inside my project folder, and to start my app I will just give the command npm start. This will open the browser window in which my default app will be running. Okay, so this is my default app, and I'll open my Visual Studio Code, and now I'll open my project which I have just created. So file, open folder. My path is, my folder is in the C drive in the React folder. My project folder is SMS. So just click on this folder and click select folder. So here I get my list of files and folders which have been created by the React. And here in the source, as you know, this page is the app.js. In this page I want to create my routes or my hyperlinks. So what I will do here in this app.js file, this is the code here, I will just remove everything from here and start everything from the scratch. So when I save it here, you can see everything disappears here because I removed the code. So I'll create the code here now for my routers. So the first thing I want to do is I would like to style my hyperlinks or routes. So I will import my bootstrap. So for this, bootstrap slash dist for distribution slash css slash bootstrap dot min dot gist. So this file we have to import. But before we import this file bootstrap must be this package must be installed in our application. So for this I will choose my terminal and I'll give my terminal commands here. So I'll give the command npm install bootstrap. Only when I install this package I'll be able to import this bootstrap. Okay, don't bother about these errors right now. Next thing is I will have to for making the routes I will have to import again certain things, router, and I will use the short name for this, let's say router. I'll have to import the route and the link, okay, from React router DOM. Okay, again if I want to use this component, this packages, or if I want to use browser router route link, I need to install some npm package. So in this package npm install React router DOM. So for routers to work I have to install this. So let me write the basic code here for my app component. So we write the component, start with const, then name of the component, which is same as the name of the file, equal to, and this parenthesis for the parameters. So this app is not receiving any parameters. Then you have arrow operators, and then you have your function block, and in this we will return some HTML code. We need one tag in which we have to put all our HTML code. So to start with, I will just use one message or statement which will be the name of this app. So let's say h1 home. It will just display home, and the component should end with this statement export default and the name of the component. So this is the component that will be exported to index.js file. And let me comment. Yeah, okay, so you can see here the text home is being displayed here. Now let me make the other components also. One for the one component which will have a form to register the student, and we will have another component in which we will display the students and give the option to edit or delete some students. And of course I want to have one one home component, so that when somebody clicks on home, that what should be displayed, right? So let me create few more components. Write the name of the application here, student management system, because all the components will come inside the app component. So in the top of this component I will just put the heading of my application, and below this I will add the roots. So let me make other components. So for making other components, React components, click on the source folder, click plus, and let's start with home.js, and I will just write the bare minimum code. Start with the keyword constant, then name of the component, which is the name of the file, home, equal to, then the brackets for the parameters, no parameters right now, arrow operator, and then my block of code, then return. In the return, let me just, in the div, just put one, just write the text home component, because this is home component. And in the end, don't forget to put this statement export default home. So I save it, then I make the other component. So click on the source and then click new, and here I will make the component student register.js. So the file is student.register. Inside this, the component will be student register. So const curly brace return registration form. So I just put the text here on the top, registration form, and the registration form we will create later on when we finish all the with the basic code and all the components. And in the end, export default student register. So the second component is also ready. So save. Then I'll make the third component. So click on the source and then click new file, and here let's say manage student.js. This is the file, and inside this I will create the basic minimum code for the component and give the heading manage student data, something like that. And in the end, export default name of the component, which is manage student. So if you see, I have created this components. Now these components I need in the app.js, I need to make routes or the navigation menu. I will import these components. Import, the first component is home, and after typing this home, if I just press tab, it will complete the sentence because this component is already there, this file is already there, so it will complete the sentence. Then import student register from student register, and import manage student from manage student. So we have this components here. So now inside this div, okay, I already have the student management system. You can see here that you can see below this I want to create my routes. So for this you have to use the parent component inside the div as router. Inside the router you will have the nav component in which we will put our links, and the second child of router will be routes, and this will specify that if you choose some link in the nav element, then what path should be added in the browser window after this URL, and which component should open. So I will make my first link here. So for making the link we will use the link element. Inside this link element, whatever you type, that will be displayed. You can see here that is displayed to the user, and if somebody clicks here, then what URL should be added here, that I will specify here in using the attribute to attribute. So to slash, let's say slash. So that means if there is nothing after this URL, okay, then if you click home, then the path in the URL will be slash or nothing. That is default if you just give the name of the website, right? Okay, then what should happen? So that we will specify in the routes. So in the routes we will have an element route, and in the route I will specify the path that. So if you click on home, okay, the path added to the URL will be slash, and if the path is slash, then which component should be open. So this will specify with our second attribute, which is the element equal to, and again this is JavaScript code, so we will have to put this in curly brace and give the name of the component. So I want to open the home component, so just write the name of the home component just like a HTML tag, okay, slash and close. So if you see here, if I click home, then this home component opens, and what did you write in the home component? Home component, right? So that is coming here. So our first link is working. So like this we will make our other links also. The second link I want to create is, so let's say the text is register. You can see here register, and if somebody clicks on register, then what path should be added to the URL, that I will specify using the to attribute. So let's say register, right? If you see here, if I click here register, this path register is added after the URL, right? Now in the root I will specify that if the path is register, if the path is register, you can just copy from here to avoid any mismatch of spellings. Then which component should open, that I will specify using the element attribute. So element equal to curly brace, inside the curly brace the name of the component that you want to open, right? So name of the component is student register.js. So if you click here, you can just maybe copy from here, and I will just put it here, right? So save it. So you can see now here, when I click on register, the path is register, and when the path is register, the text from the student register component comes here. So if you click here student register, what you're displaying here, registration form, right? So you can see here registration form. So our second component also is working properly, and the links also working properly. Now in the app.js, let me make the link for the third component. So link. So what the user will see, let's say manage students, and here the path I will give, let's say, and then I will specify here in the root that if the path, or when the path is this one, manage, then which component should open. So that will specify using the element attribute, okay, inside the curly brace, and then the name of the component. So name of the component is manage student. So I just copy from here and slash and close, right? So this is what we have right now. So we have all the three links. Just save it, and you can see here when I click on home, right? So no path after the URL, or even if you put slash, it is assumed to be same. So home component opens. When I click on register, then the path is register, and when the path is registered, the component that should be opened is student register component. Okay, so this opens, and for manage student, when you click here, the path is managed, and the component which opens here is the manage student component, right? Now if you see our navigation menu, it is not very professional, it is not elegant, it has underline, no spacing in between, right? So we can use our bootstrap to style our navigation. So now we will enable our bootstrap here, import bootstrap, and I will put the classes here. So in the div, we'll put everything. We'll use the bootstrap class, container or container fluid, doesn't matter much here, container. In the nav, I will put the class name to nav, and in the links, I will put the class name as nav link. So let me just copy paste this for every link. Okay, so module not found, error can't resolve bootstrap dist. Oh, sorry. This was bootstrap.men.css, sorry. Okay, so now our links are working. Okay, so in the next lecture, we will create our registration component. We will have a form. Thank you. So see you in the next video.